What? Oh, my mic's on. My mic's on, buddy.
They're taking the field.
And good afternoon, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your voice of the Mustangs, Vincent Chiachulo. We are live at Fernando Rossi Field for a boys soccer matchup between Clifton and Bergen Catholic. And again, I am joined by my co-host and my co-broadcaster, our play-by-play announcer, Robbie Neeson, who's done quite a few games this year. Robbie, welcome back.
Good to be back. Thank you.
So Bergen Catholic on the year, 11-3-1. Clifton 9-4. I always start with the Clifton team. Usually when I talk about stats, Clifton unfortunately lost their last game Saturday, the 18th at Wayne Hills, in a tournament game in the Passaic County tournament. And it was a close game. There was a lot of shenanigans. There was a lot that went on. Robbie, unfortunately, I couldn't be there, but you were there. Of course, you're at every game. Break that game down for me a little bit.
Well, it was a really close game in all aspects of the field, and it was so close that Clifton forced 2 overtime periods and unfortunately couldn't score that golden goal. And they went into a penalty shootout and fell short and was eliminated in the semifinal round. But it was such a close game. Clifton was up. They went down, but they equaled it. They went up. They went down. It was a back and forth game, but Clifton played in a fantastic game. However, they got to put that loss aside. They got a real great game in front of them today. A really great team on the other side of the pitch. You got to put all that they got to put that loss aside. They got to look forward because the season's not over. You got 3 more games left, and then we have the states. And in my opinion, if you're going to lose counties, winning states is so much better, and they have to put all that aside, push forward, because there's still a lot of games to be played and a lot of wins to be made.
Bergen Catholic, on the other hand, 11-3-1. They won their last game against Leonia in a very close 1-0 matchup in the Bergen County tournament. As a matter of fact, they're still in that tournament in the semifinal round against the Ridgewood, and they are going, and on the other side of the bracket is the number 2 seeded Ramapo and the number 3 seeded Tenafly. So Bergen Catholic looking to move on and go to the final round. But this game, because this state seeding, so Clifton obviously trying to be the highest seed possible. Very doubtful if they're going to get the 1, but you never know what could happen with these games. We're going to see how this game goes, and like I said, a lot of competitive teams. And Bergen Catholic and Clifton have faced off quite a bit over the years. In their last game, Clifton actually ended up winning that game. It was actually almost exactly a year ago from today, October 22nd, 2024. Bergen Catholic and Clifton faced off. Clifton won that game 2-1. A lot of close games. So in the last 5 matchups, Clifton's 3-2 against Bergen Catholic. You don't see that very often, but we'll see how the result is today as the game has begun. Robbie, go ahead and take it away.
Bergen Catholic's going to go down the middle of the field. Clifton's playing a deeper line. There's a lot of strategy going into this game. Bergen Catholic's a very intelligent team on and off the ball. Clifton's got to use that and play with it and try to outsmart them on the pitch. You can see him double teaming the center back there as Emery's going to re-win that ball. Marco's going to hunt it down. And Simon's high pressing the goalkeeper. A lot of strategy going into this game, and the players are, as of now, putting that into work. And that ball's going to be cleared out of bounds. The energy on the bench is electric. They know how important this game is for both the state seeding and overall record. cleared, forward, booted down the pitch. Lucas Chen's going to get on the bottom of it.
In goal today for the Crusaders is number 1, John Coleman, who will be a part of the class of 2027 in 2 years. So he's a very young ball player. This year, Coleman has played 13 games. According to NJ.com, he's got 37 saves on the year. And their leading scorer right now for points is their senior, James Malia. So that's going to be one player you're going to want to definitely look out for. He'll be up and down the field wearing number 8.
And there's going to be a Bergen Catholic free kick on the outside tip of the 18-yard line. Early on in this game, these free kicks could be crucial. You're setting the tone offensively, and Clifton could set this defensively. Tiago's lining up his wall. Walls are so important in free kicks. You need to block as much as a goal. You have less to cover, and we're going to see how this plays out. That ball is played low on the ground. Tiago's going to lay on it. He's going to make a fantastic save there. That save early on is very crucial. It's going to get his confidence up, going to make the rest of the game go really smoothly for him.
Tiago getting into a rhythm early here. That's, like Robbie said, it's very important. You want to get into a rhythm like that early, and you know, Tiago has been really good at that overall. I mean, a lot of the goals that he has given up so far have been later in the game. So if Clifton could get an early lead against a team like Bergen Catholic, who can keep up with them, who is just as good as them, arguably, you know, especially record-wise, that would be a huge advantage for Clifton here.
And Evan Shepley's going to take this throw-in, and Bergen Catholic had from a free kick on the other end to just a few seconds later, Clifton has a free kick. This game's going to be back and forth, and these goals are going to be crucial to this contest. Evan Shepley's going to try to get past him. Bergen Catholic shielding in the corner, and that is called as a goal kick.
You look at their goalkeeper, you could see, and another thing you could see about this whole team is height. You know, the Crusaders are a very tall team. It's always good to have a tall goalkeeper because, you know, he doesn't. If there's a kick that goes over his head, you know, he doesn't have to jump too high to try and make a save. I mean, obviously you gotta jump high regardless, but for him to have that extra height, have a couple extra inches on the rest of the team, that could be the difference of a goal and a save.
Bergen Catholic's going to win this ball again on the width. Tariq's going to play the ball down the line, and Simon's going to run it out of play. As you can notice, Tariq is actually playing with a headband in that really furious contest on Saturday. He got a little bit of a headbutt, and he had stitches in his head, but he's playing. That is a determination. He knows how important this game is. And as a captain and on a leader, he needs to push through, play this game. As Marco drives down the line, pressing Bergen Catholic, it's going to be kicked out of play.
I love that you said that, Robbie. You know, playing with determination. You know, determination is everything. And, you know, we mentioned this in the last couple games we did, but, like, we talk about fight, and we talk about how you want to have fight in those games, and it just shows you how much fight Tariq has, and he wants to play for someone like Coach Lembrick, and Coach Lembrick's going to go out there and fight for Tariq as well. I'm assuming when Tariq had his head cut open due to the injury, you know, I'm assuming Coach Lembrick was probably furious.
Oh, there were many calls during that game that he had to stand up to his players. His love for his players is so evident when he tells the referee that should have been a call for the safety of his own players and even at the other team. If you don't call one call, those can build up and accumulate into something worse.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we always talk about injuries, and you don't want to see those ever. So for Tariq to have an injury like that and to come back, to just be able to, you know, have that cut in his head, that feel that pain, that concussion, and be able to make his way back into the game, it tells you what kind of player he is. And, you know, you can talk about skill all day long, but players who want to get out there and play and live, breathe, and who literally live and breathe soccer or football, it's what you want.
That ball's going to be given away in the middle of the pitch. Bergen Catholic's going to go on the counter-attack. Emery's going to hunt that ball and force him back. That ball's going to be played out wide. Marco's hunting the energy, and Clifton's pressing is immense this game. Back line of Bergen Catholic is pretty strong this season. They need to get a press in to try to break their back line. The energy is high. Both benches are loud. This game is so crucial for state points, power points, and overall standings. Evan Shapley's going to take this throw in. He's going to throw it down the line over Marco's head. He's going to be headed out again as they move up a couple of yards and have another throw in.
I was thinking about this earlier, Robbie. You always talk about how, these games are going to go, physical or, it's going to be high scoring. And I was saying before the game, if you're not, a true soccer fan, you might not enjoy this because I think this is going to be a very technical matchup. This is going to be a very technical matchup. I also think we are going to have quite a few goals in this game. I think this is one of those games that could end 4-3, maybe 3-2. But, I think it's going to be a technical, high-scoring game that, as Clifton or Bergen Catholic fans, you're going to go back and you're going to watch, and this is going to be one of the games of the year.
It was actually ranked as NewJersey.com's one of the games to watch out for this week. And clearly both teams' offenses are on their top of the game this season. Their defenses are on the top of the game. This is a fantastic contest. And I do believe it might be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a very close game, a lot of technical, a lot of strategy. But it's going to be an overall fantastic game, and I'm very excited to see how this plays out.
So Bergen Catholic started off the year with a very good 6-game winning streak. And in those games, they only gave up 4 goals. And in one of those games, or 5 goals rather, and they gave up 3 goals in one of those games and still won. Then they had a draw against Westtown, and then they had their first loss of the season against Western Reserve Academy.
That ball's crossed in by Tariq. Evans going to try to find the enemy. It drops to Marco. Marco shoots, and that finds its way through the legs of the goalkeeper. That is a fantastic goal for your Clifton Mustangs as they take a 1-0 advantage over the Crusaders.
That was an excellent goal, Robbie. I mean, he had it right in front, and all he had to do was just get a strong foot on it. And the fact that it got past their goalkeeper, that tells you how strong of a kick, that tells you how strong of a boot he put on it to give the Mustangs an early 1-0 lead.
Slipping a ball right through the legs of John Coleman, giving Clifton the advantage. Fantastic goal. Clifton takes the lead. Energies of Clifton bench. Clifton fans are loud. This goal is crucial to the game. And a game as a high stakes as this, any goal is so important to this game.
About 32 and a half minutes left, maybe a little more. Clifton with the early big 1-0 lead over the Crusaders. And one interesting thing, Robbie, that I saw with the Crusaders, when Clifton scores on a lot of teams, it doesn't matter how good or how bad. Usually that team will scream out to each other and get back to line as fast as possible. The whole entire Crusaders team got in front of the net and huddled up together and talked a little bit of strategy. I think that's something that separates the Crusaders from these other teams. That's why they're the 1 seed and other teams are the 2 and the 3, because after every goal, whether they score or whether they give up one, they come together and they talk about it, and they while the other team's celebrating, to talk more strategy. I think that's really important.
Bergen Catholic is going to take this throw-in on the right side of the field. Lucas Chen's going to chase that ball and force him back. Shifted wide. Marco hunting that ball, and it's going to slip right past him. All the way back to the goalkeeper, John Coleman. He's going to miskick that ball to Samuel, but it's going to drop right past him. Sammy's going to hunt that ball again. Evans going to hold on the width. He's playing out wide today as they shifted around some players and have Omar playing as center back. Booted all the way up into the sky, possibly into outer space, but Marco's going to find the other end of it and try to win this ball on the width. A battle on the width. Marco is going to win that ball. Another battle's going on. Marco's going to win that ball all the way back to Shepley. Cross goes in. Lucas Chen is going to slip right past him.
And a really good fight here so far between these two teams to try and just get it through the net. I mean, really, these two teams, more than anything, the number one goal is to score, and that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, I've noticed watching Clifton over the years, and this might be the year they've been the best at it, keeping it in the offensive zone. I mean, they had, Clifton has so much time on attack this year. It's truly unbelievable. And passes like that you just saw, you don't see that very often. They're very good at passing the ball, at moving around people, at juking people out. It's so much fun to watch, and this team is just as excellent as they've ever been.
Aiden Maggio's going to try to win that ball, and a foul will be called for Bergen Catholic. Bergen Catholic's going to take that free kick. Lining up for will be Will Traumatazzi for Bergen Catholic as he plays it back. Simon's going to close down that option back to the goalkeeper, and that's going to be reclaimed by Samuel in the middle. Marco's going to try to slip that ball, but it's going to be reclaimed by Bergen Catholic on the other side of the field.
And Bergen Catholic in no rush at all. I mean, you know, they may be down 1-0, but they still have come to realize that they have a lot of time left in this game to tie that game up or even take a lead if they wanted to. So Bergen Catholic, again, they're 11-3-1 for a reason. I mean, most of their wins that you see this year, you can kind of see the pattern that they've won a lot of their games by shutouts. But that doesn't mean to, you know, when they give up a goal, the game's over. No, certainly not. I mean, they beat Don Bosco Prep 3-1, and Don Bosco Prep's 10-5-1. So, I mean, they beat Demarest 5-0, Leonia 1-0. I mean, they have a lot of shutouts this year, but this is an impressive team.
Bergen's going to rip a shot from distance, and that's going to be blocked in the middle of the pitch. Bergen Catholic going on the offense, and Clifton's defense is up for the challenge.
Whoa.
Both teams, I think Bergen Catholic's offense and Clifton's going to have a really good matchup in this game. Both sides of the field are amazing when it comes to their own respectable actions on the pitch. Played out wide again. Evan Shepley's going to try to close him down on the width delay, and then it's going to be slipped into the middle of the pitch. Double teaming on the width, trying to win that ball back, and he's going to be cleverly played in and kept in play by Bergen Catholic. Top of the box, he's going to rip one from distance. What a wonderful goal by Bergen Catholic. Upper 90 of the shot. No keeper in the state of New Jersey is getting their hands on it, let alone saving it. Fantastic shot from distance, and Bergen Catholic ties this game at 1. This is crucial for into the upper 90 triangle from distance. Fantastic shot off the volley. Amazing shot.
That shot was truly remarkable. I mean, how many yards is that, Robbie? How far would is that shot like right there?
Good 25 yards, and to have that accuracy to even put in, I don't know if it was intentional, but if it was, props, and even if it wasn't, it's a fantastic goal. They are pumped with this game. They are back in. They are tied now. It is now back to where it started around. It's going to be the same as 0-0.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That is a heck of a shot. I think that's even a goal that Coach Lembert can't be mad about because, you know, first of all, you had the ball on the line right before it was about to go out, and then they make a fantastic play just keeping it in, and then to take a shot from about 25, maybe 30 yards out and put it right by the post, put it right in that corner. I mean, Tiago's a great goalie, but he can't fly, he can't jump that far. I don't think there's any goalie in the state of New Jersey who's making that save. That was a perfect shot.
Bergen Catholic's on the attack again, throwing this ball and chip to the middle. It's going to be taken down. It's going to be hunted and played out with a slide tackle by Evan Shepley. Bergen Catholic has now picked up their game. They went from trying to play slow and building out of the back to now going full speed on offense. They have now tied this game, and they know how important it is to hold the lead on Clifton.
But look at Evan Shepley there. Look at how close he is playing, just head to head. That's what we need out of him. He's going to be the key to Clifton today. He's going to have to go on defense, and he's going to have to butt heads with this team, and he's not afraid of contact. We've seen it these past couple games. He is actually one of the most impressive players on this team so far. So I feel like the key to Clifton winning is going to be Shepley, and to be fair to him, he made a great play before that goal. He almost had to go out of bounds, but Bergen Catholic, like I said, technical matchup. Very good pass. Technically, you're not going to see too many teams make that play. And then just that shot, I mean, unbelievable. It's basically 0-0 all over again.
Yeah, hats off to him. That shot was absolutely incredible. Nothing you can really do about that, especially from a goalkeeper's perspective. But now Clifton, they got to pick up the energy. They got to pick up where they left off. They got to get that advantage again. Both teams are going to be hunting for that extra goal because an advantage in this stage of the game is crucial, especially if you could hold the lead going into half. It is so important for this contest.
And if anybody knows anything about that, it's you, Robbie. So, like, after giving up a goal like that for Tiago, and you know, do you think he's kind of thinking like us, like, man, there's nothing I could have done? What's going through the mind of Tiago now, knowing that those are the kind of shots that he's going to have to face for the next several minutes?
Well, as a goalkeeper, no matter what kind of goal it is, even if you could save, you couldn't save, you're always going to think you could do something more. Even on a shot like that, he was right there. There's no way he could have got it. That's a rip shot, a bomb off from the outside the 18. Nothing he could have done, but in his head, he might be thinking I could, but he's got to shake that off as a shot is ripped.
And Tiago got a hand on that one.
Well, officials have called a goal kick, but I think he made that save there, and he's gotten away with a goal kick. But that's what I mean. That save erased the confidence is back up.
I think he got a hand on that one. It looked like he did.
I think he did.
But regardless, I mean, he got in front of it. So, he made a good play on it again. And, if anybody knows what's going through Thiago's mind and how he's doing, it's you, kids. So this man is playing excellent soccer this year through and through. But again, a goal like that, a shot like that we saw, you don't see things like that every day. And there is an injury on the field, so I'm just going to take a look at that. And the young man is getting up. He looks okay.
Yeah, I mean, they went up for a header with Mikola. That's a thing I will never want to be involved in, but for the bravery of him to go up with a kid the size of Mikola and the skill of Mikola is really impressive, and I'm really glad that he's okay. Emery's going to reclaim that ball in the middle. He's going to be swept off his feet. He's clutching his right ankle, and a foul will be called. A similar spot from where that shot was taken off the volley for Clifton free kick, and they're extremely good at free kicks this year. A lot of trick plays, a lot of shots from distance. And actually, when a year ago that you mentioned before, when we played Bergen Catholic at Bergen Catholic, Tariq took a free kick from around this distance and scored in the upper 90 to put Clifton up 2-1.
Let's see if Landon can strike again here, Robbie. So who do you think's going to take the shot here, Robbie? You have a couple people lined up there. Maybe it is Tariq.
Yeah, I'm going to put my money on Tariq because he scored in a similar way a year ago, and I think he really wants to double that against the same team a year later. Actually, Aiden Madger's going to play a clever ball on the width. Emery's going to cross it in. That's going to be hit just over the crossbar. Mikola clearly agitated with himself over that miss, but they got to use that at fuel. You were that close to taking the advantage again. You got to use that, and you got to keep trying to build this advantage.
That was a really clever play by Clifton, and I like that idea, but I mean, it was just, when you have a header, you really don't know where the ball's going to go. He tried his best to put it down, but it went up and over the net, and that was a few feet away from it being a 2-1 lead. But like I said, when you're playing against a team like the Crusaders, technical, and that was a good play. Most teams might just try and kick it over and try and get it in. Nope, he kicked it to his right and then tried to cross it in. But regardless, a well put together play by Clifton and Coach Stan Lemberg, who I can hear screaming from all the way up here.
Aiden Masry's going to win that ball with an amazing slide tackle. Aiden Masry, an incredible player in the middle. He's technical, he's tactical, and he's also really well defensively and offensively. He's on both sides of the field. I think if he got a heat map, he would cover the entire field almost every game. His energy and passion for the game is immense. And that slide tackle is just proving you didn't have to go in for that slide tackle. You could have just tried to win that ball, but he went in that slide tackle, won that ball for his team. And as Bergen Catholic go down the width, Emery's going to double team him, and Marco's going to help him out.
And this is a good strategy by Clifton. I mean, it cost them a goal earlier, but it's a good strategy by Clifton to try and keep the Crusaders on the ropes. Keep them near that line where they have to try and make a difficult pass to keep the ball in play. I like trying to trap them on the sidelines. I think that's a really good move, and but it's something that isn't very easy either, considering how well this team passes the ball. I mean, these passes this game are mind-boggling. I mean, the way they get the ball from their players, it's unbelievable.
Thiago's going to punch that ball in his own box. Fantastic command of his own 18 there. An amazing save to deny a goal-scoring opportunity off that cross from Bergen Catholic.
That's a great play by Thiago there. I mean, putting his body on the line, too. Going out there and just being able to bat the ball down and make a good play for Clifton that could potentially put them in a position to get back on the attack again, which is where they thrive. Thiago making his way over, goes back into net too.
That ball's when he played to Thiago.
Interesting play there.
I think there's a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, because I saw Thiago jog towards the ball and then move back into his into the net there, where like his home essentially, and then they kick and he gets the ball and.
Simon plays a through ball. Marco's going to try to win it. Bergen Catholic's defender goes down as Evan Chapley's going to win that ball. And back to Sam, who's going to control it in the middle. Saif Khan's going to try to take that ball down the field. I've heard he's an amazing midfielder this season. Reading about him online, he seems like he's a real technical player, and he's really showing that today. He's moving down the middle, and Clifton's not an easy team to get past, and for him to wiggle his way through there is really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Clifton's definitely a tough team to get through. I mean, just look at that play right there, probably a perfect example. I mean, like I said, this is a game where I feel like Clifton's strategy, so far from what I've seen, is to keep them on the sidelines, keep them from being able to get the ball in the middle of the field, because that's where Bergen Catholic is very dangerous, and they were close to the middle of the field when they took that shot to score. So I feel like that's how Clifton's going to adjust, and for them to even get past them and get some time on attack with how we've seen other games go, it's very impressive, Robbie.
Mikola's going to receive that ball from Tiago on the goal kick, and Bergen Catholic's going to win it off the press. Mikola's going to hunt that ball. One of the principles that Lemberg teaches almost every single day is the 5-second hunt. You lose the ball, you got to hunt it down, you got to win it again. And Mikola showed that he loses the ball, but his energy immediately tries to win that ball back, and which he does, and now he plays down the line to Tariq. Tariq's going to try to swing that ball in, and that is going to be over the crossbar now for a Bergen Catholic goal kick, sorry.
Good job by Bergen Catholic to be able to fight off Clifton on a lot of these attacks. I mean, so far I've seen a lot of attacks kind of just Clifton get in the zone, and they get it, generally close to the net, and then it just goes out of bounds. Great job here by both sides.
19 minutes to go in this first half of play. And the teams are deadlocked at 1. And it's going to be crucial. Both teams are going to be pushing to get an advantage going into half. And you get in and you get to talk strategy, and you want to have that win. You have that confidence going into the second half.
Yeah, confidence is everything when you're playing a sport like this. So, especially when you're going against two evenly matched teams.
Ball played by Aiden. Simon's going to try to get the other end. John Coleman's going to pop it up and reclaim the second ball. Really smart strategy from him to try to pop it up. Simon he's a really aggressive player, so to pop it over his head and then reclaim the second ball, it's a risky strategy, but it worked in this case. And
Robbie, I think a lot of teams, when they play against Clifton, game plan against Simon alone. When you look at Clifton, I mean, they have star power all over the field. You have Emre, you have Tariq, you have Simon, you have Jordan, you have, everybody. I mean, you have literally everybody. I mean, you can put anybody on any team in the state. You could put people on the Bergen Catholic, from this team on Bergen Catholic, and they'll probably start. So, but for Simon, he is first team All-State. He's the name that's on the top of the headlines. People game plan against him alone.
And John Coleman's going to be forced to clear that ball up the field, reclaimed by Lucas Chen. He's going to be met with immediate pressure from behind by Bergen Catholic. Brian's going to play that ball out wide. Marco's going to try to keep it in play, but that's going to run past him.
He's been a very impressive player this game, Robbie. I believe he had the goal earlier, and he's been all over the ball this game. Honestly, I mean, like I say, watching Clifton play, it's such a privilege to be able to watch these guys every single week, because it's like watching them. It's like watching a FIFA team. I mean, it's literally like they just lock on the ball at all times, and it's so impressive. I mean, you never see something like this in high school sports, but to be here at Clifton at Fernando Rossi Field watching these guys, it's such a privilege, and I'm so thankful to be able to watch guys like this play every single week.
Tree's going to keep that ball, diagonal ball from Chen into Masri in the middle. Masri's going to try to beat him. Takes a cross, going to get past Marco and Emre in the middle of the box. That could be a goal-scoring opportunity to to get an advantage going into half, and that is just literally slipped through Clifton.
I almost saw a little bit of Masri magic there, Robbie. That one came right across the net. There were two people there, and they just couldn't get a foot on it. That was a very good pass. I mean, a perfect way to put it in front. You could see Coleman definitely on his toes there. But, Bergen Catholic has possession again, and the Crusaders are definitely trying to extend that lead now. And the fact that we're already more than halfway through the first half, and this game is 1-1, this is going to be a very interesting. I can't wait to see how this plays out. I'm really excited right now.
Fonzie's going to chase that ball down. He brings an intense energy into that offensive play for Clifton. All the way back to Bergen Catholic keepers. Emery's going to try to block that pass, force him to play, and he's going to find it in the middle. A little bit of a scramble there from the back of Bergen Catholic, but they're able to reclaim it and actually get into the part of the field that Clifton's going to force them to go out wide in that play.
Great job here by Bergen Catholic trying to get it in the middle of the field where they're at their best.
Played out wide, cuts across, shoots. Is that a deflected off for a corner? Narrowly missing a goal-scoring opportunity for Bergen Catholic, but Clifton lives to see a tied score for now.
And this opportunity is bigger than the opportunity they just had. This is a team that's so good in the middle of the field. They might just try and do a little short one here, but I think that they're going to do a true corner kick, put it in front of the net, and try and get maybe like a header or some sort of, or get it in the net some way here. And it's putting it in the middle of the net, in the middle of the field where they're at their best.
Cross comes in, popped up into the middle, and that's going to be out for another corner.
Thought that one was going to the parking lot there, Robbie. I love when those things happen. It goes down the parking lot, and then after the game, you go into the parking lot by CHS, and you see a shattered windshield. I feel bad for the person, but that's why we have insurance.
Another Bergen Catholic corner here coming up. And that swinged in to the back post, going to get past everyone in the box and out for a Clifton goal kick.
And I think that one was an interesting kick because the first one was kind of like a bullet. It went perfectly. It was like straight. It was narrow. And that one had a lot of curvature towards it, and that one was up and had an arc, and it was a higher goal kick. So I think he still, or corner kick rather, when you have a corner kick, when you're doing corner kicks and it's early like that, you want to try and find your rhythm with them. You want to try and get it in a spot where Clifton's going to have a no chance to defend it.
Aiden Madger's going to be brought down there and earning his team a free kick.
And we're already hearing about the refs. I heard both coaches say ref at the same time, complaining about a no call, complaining about a call that happened, all these different things. And I hate to be that guy again, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but the refs play a huge factor in these games. Missed calls or calls that shouldn't have been called to begin with. No penalties given out, red cards, yellow cards. The game we had last week, one of the best soccer games I've ever watched in all my years of announcing. The refs played a huge factor, giving out multiple red cards.
Bergen Cat's going to take this ball, a long ball over the top. Mikkel's going to get on the other end of it and bring it down with his chest. Excellent work by him to bring it down, not just to head it forward, but to actually bring it down and play. It's what makes him such an excellent defender for the Clifton defense. Played out wide to the width. Marco's going to try to reclaim. Fonzie's going to reclaim it, take it down the middle. Played out wide by Brian Shep's going to get on the other end of it. Aiden Masri, fantastic play to dummy past him. He's going to get a cross in, and John Coleman's going to go up for that cross. That's just what you like to said before, the Masri magic. He checks his shoulder quickly, lets it dummy past his legs, and he's in for a goal. Could be a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, he's a really fun player to watch. He has been another one of Clifton's keys this year. Masri is a lot of fun to watch. He's so good at everything that he does, and he is trying to just do everything possible. And he's not like the number one goal scorer or anything, Robbie. But when you see those outlet passes, right? Like when I watch sports like this, similar to this, like hockey, you see outlet passes, and then you see the assist, and then you see the goal happen. When I watch hockey, that's how I kind of see it, and that's how I see it with this. You see this is one of the best sports to watch live because you see everything develop. You see Masri, you see them coming across the goal. It's like, oh my God, this is like he's gonna take the shot here, and it's so interesting. And when someone's a magician like that with the ball and is able to move it like that. That's just the Masri magic waiting to happen.
You can hear John Coleman all the way up from our little position on the band field here at CHS. He's been really vocal this game, and that is so crucial for the goalkeeping position. To be vocal with your backline, with your whole team, you see the whole field, and you got to direct them, and that's what him and Tiago, I think, have in common the most. Played outside. Shep's going to try to keep it in the corner and earn his team a corner kick. This could be the opportunity that Clifton is searching for to get an advantage going into the half. Aiden Madger's going to go with Emre. Bergen Cat's going to be right on top of him, try to prevent this short corner. Bergen Catholic, their strategy is so evident here. They know that Clifton likes to play those short corners and try to get a second ball in or take a shot off, and they're going to read that perfectly and try to prevent that. As Emery's going to swing this ball in to the center of the box, Marco, and that's going to be headed out brilliantly off the volley by Lucas Chen. That rebound is hit into the face. Time is stopped.
And that bounced off the face of number 21, Jonah Kim. I mean, he took a heck of a shot there. I mean, man, like soccer players are constantly using their heads for headers and stuff like that. But when you take a shot to the face like that, it's got to be painful. And he's definitely. And I mean, Robbie, I'm sure you've taken a couple. You've got hit in the face by a soccer ball before, maybe even harder than that. I mean, he's probably dazed a little bit right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, but he's definitely up. He's still kind of rubbing his face a little bit. I think probably his nose hurts a little bit more. When you get smacked in the face, what hurts the worst is your nose. And you just feel like that pain in your nose, maybe get a little bit of a nosebleed. But he seems to be fine and up and moving as Bergen Catholic's going to try to win this ball on the width, and they earn themselves a free kick. You could hear Bergen Catholic's bench from here. For any free kick in this stage of the game is so important to go ahead.
About 9:50 left to go here in this first half. Both teams tied at 1 apiece. One of these teams just, a big advantage is being able to go into half leading. If one of these teams go into half leading, that would be huge. And this free kick is super important because this Bergen Catholic team, they have really strong boots on them. And a far shot from here, I could see Tiago already. He's on his toes. He's ready for this shot because this has the chance to get past quite literally everybody. I mean, look at how far back he's going to take this kick, Robbie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be, I assume, bombed into the box as Bergen Catholic is running around trying to confuse the Clifton defenders as it is whipped in. A far kick down to the right side. Bergen Catholic's actually going to get a head on it, but it's going to go out for a Clifton goal kick.
And like I said, he is going to boom that downfield, and I mean, he did boom it. He certainly did, but it went just a little bit too far, which is a good thing. And Tiago, again on his high horses. I'm sure he's still angry about that last goal that he gave up. When you're watching this game, it's interesting because it's 1-1, and Coleman has gotten a lot more action than Tiago has in net. So it shows you how much more opportunity Clifton has had this game.
Imagine with some fancy footwork on the width, going to try to get this cross in, and Nazar is going to be brought down, and that ball is going to be played forward by Bergen Catholic.
I couldn't tell who that was. It went right over somebody's head. And then you could tell you were trying to get a head on it. And just another example of showing that Clifton has a plan. And you just see, obviously you see it in all soccer games, but the amount of times that this ball has crossed the net, it's pretty impressive. I mean, the fact that Clifton could do that could set up for a goal, and it did in the first one.
Deflected by Fonzie to earn Bergen Catholic's side, a goal kick.
Got his back to it, went out. Coleman gets up here. I mean, he's pretty close to us considering where we are announcing. For those of you who don't know, we're up on the band field. And, he just ran up, a little bit on the grass just to come up. He is a tall man, Robbie.
That ball is booted into Simon, reclaimed by Nazar. Counterattack going on. A blatant giveaway by John Coleman. And they just miss a goal gets right past Simon. Nazar's going to win that ball, but now Bergen Catholic's on the counterattack. That's what I'm talking about. Back and forth in this game. A shot taken from distance, and Tiago's going to win that ball.
Taking his time. Great play by Tiago there. He tracked that ball down, and even though it was out of the net, he went there, he got it, and he's setting up for Clifton to maybe get on the attack, and that pass right there. I mean, just to be able to roll that there and get it past Bergen Catholic, it's a great play.
Samuel's going to be taken down from behind.
And I don't know, Robbie, I mean, from your point of view, did it look like he was potentially going after the ball, or what do you think?
I mean, a tackle from behind is always tough to try to rule out, but he did have the ball, and maybe he went with a 10. It's really hard to see tackles from behind. So I have such a respect for refs who get those calls correct, because going from behind is so impressive, because it's really risky. You could get a red card, but for those who win the ball, and sometimes you don't get a foul called, but in this case you do, and the official's talking to Mikola there, and obviously with the new rules, Mikola is allowed to speak to the referee because he is wearing that captain band. He's expressing his little bit of, I guess, disconcern for the call made.
I mean, it's Mikola, Lucas, and Simon, right? Who's allowed to
and
speak
Tariq.
to and Tariq. So it's those 4 guys who are allowed to talk to the refs, and I think those are the right 4 guys. I mean, 4 guys who have been on this team for a long time, and I feel like spend the most time around Coach Lemberg, so they know how to act.
Sounds on the bottom of that clearance by Mikola, and John Coleman's going to really hold that into his hands.
That's a great save by Coleman. I mean, it's him and Simon. I mean, it's him versus a guy who's a first-team All-State. And when you're around a guy like Simon, you don't want to mess up. So he was able to get his hands on it, pull it in, and now he puts it downfield. I mean, great job by him to make a play there.
Aiden Masters is going to try to play this through ball on the width, but that's going to be wins by Bergen Catholic. And they're going to try to build out again. Evan Shapley's going to move forward to win this ball, and it's going to be unluckily lost in the middle of the field. Simon's going to run it on the top of the box. This is where he's most dangerous. He's going to try to get past him, and Bergen Catholic's going to win that ball. That was, again, Saif Khan. Like I said, he hurt really well defensively, and that was just an example there to stop Simon and to win it back effortlessly and now push down the field for his team. Really incredible. That's going to be a switch from Bergen Catholic to the left side of the field. Is going to drive towards goal, outside to the width. Evans going to get out there to try to prevent any cross. Back to the top of the box, out wide again. A cross goes in. That's going to be won by Emre, and he's going to boot it up the field. Bergen Catholic is staying high. Clifton is staying deep. They're trying to preserve this tie going into the half so they can talk strategy. As Lucas Shed's going to win that ball, as he almost always does. Drives that ball, plays a through ball to Nazar, and that's going to be won by Bergen Catholic. And then deflected again by Nazar to keep Bergen Catholic's throw in their own half.
Great job here by both by Bergen Catholic. I mean, Bergen Catholic is just doing everything humanly possible to keep Clifton from getting this anywhere near the net. Because you saw the first goal, Robbie. Clifton literally got the ball in front of the net, crowded the net, someone got it right through. Now they're doing everything to keep Clifton from crowding the net, not get more than at least 2 people in front.
Well, less than 4 minutes left. The ball's going to be cleared by Bergen Catholic, and Nazar's going to win it on the width. These crucial last minutes are going to be so important to both teams, as Clifton's going to try to get an advantage. And now Bergen Catholic's going to go in the other way, trying to get this advantage for their own selves. Played out wide.
They're doing a great job of time on attack. I mean, I feel like, I don't have the exact statistics in front of me, but Robbie, I feel like the time on attack this game, maybe a little bit in Clifton's favor, but it's been pretty even.
As Tariq's going to take that ball down the middle, try to slip it to Simon's going to be one in a slide tackle. Out wide to Nazar, he's all alone. And he's be called offside. Not much argument there from the Clifton side. He did look offside from here. He's not really arguing himself. I think he probably knew he was offside too.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to pass it to the open man, but you got to be aware of where you are on the field. But nonetheless, I mean, good job by Clifton. I mean, but that's something to build off of, Robbie. We're at the end of the half. Coach Levick's probably going to talk about that when they get into the locker room, and he's going to be like, "Hey, see how those guys weren't even there, and you guys were able to get that push. Let's do something like that again. But next time, maybe when you're 1-on-1, maybe when it's 2-on-1, take a shot."
A shot from distance, off the crossbar. It popped up again. Scramble in the box. That's going to be cleared by Mikola. Crazy span of events there. Ricochets off the top of the bar.
And Bergen Catholic's definitely kicking themselves over that one, Robbie. That one went right off the crossbar, and then they had a secondary chance in front of the net. But a great job by Mikola, Tiago, and everyone else on the other side of the field being able to make a play in front of the net. That is crucial, especially when we're only a few minutes away from going into the locker room and taking a slight break.
That ball is going to be played past Eden Masters' attempted slide tackle and out wide as Bergen Catholic goes on the attack. Won by Fonzie, played to the middle of the field to Emery. He's going to beat him effortlessly out wide. He's going to play to Tariq.
Wow, great play there. Good passing here by Clifton so far to try and get something going here at the end of the half.
Nazar's going to slip it to Simon. Simon's going to take it out wide. Going to hold up the ball, and that's going to be won by Bergen Catholic. But Simon's going to hunt that ball down with a slide tackle.
And I'm very impressed there by Simon being able to stay onside throughout that whole process. He stayed onside, he played it right, and he tried to take a shot. He just double-teamed.
Nazar's going to have that ball. He's going to cut inside. He's going to try to take one. It's going to be all the way wide. Aiden Madge is going to try to get that ball on the width, which he does, and that's going to be won, but earns himself a throw-in.
And this throw-in could be crucial here. I mean, you know, you got to set up something. You got to find the open man. And if I'm Clifton, I just bomb it and put it right in front of the net. Just see what you can do. See if there's someone there. Even if Coleman makes a save that sheds off a little bit of time and gets you closer to halftime.
Yeah, at this point of the game, you want to get into halftime. You want to talk strategy. You want to talk to each other because now you've experienced 40 minutes of Bergen Catholic, and you could use that to talk strategy with your own experience rather than just previous games for Bergen Catholic. Evan's going to win that. He's going to win it to Emre. He's going to try to go on the width. Crosses it in. It's going to be deflected for a Clifton corner with, I assume, seconds or even seconds to go in this first half.
Only a few seconds. Clifton just trying to get something going here.
Corner again, and I think the clock's going to run out before they can get this in play. Tariq's running with high intensities. He swings this ball in.
Oh, man.
Cleared off the line all the way past the buzzer, and both teams are going to go in and get their halftime talks in.
And that was a heck of a shot there. I mean, if there may have been maybe 2 or 3 more seconds left, we might be talking about a 2-1 lead. But nonetheless, we are heading to halftime. Clifton strikes first, but the Crusaders come back quickly with a goal of their own. It is 1-1. We will be back after a short break of halftime. chance. And we are back for the start of the second half. Clifton Mustangs, Bergen Catholic Crusaders, all tied up at 1. Both teams scored very shortly into the game. Clifton had a rebound that was kind of in the corner of the net, and they were able to sneak it in. And then Bergen Catholic with one of the most impressive shots I've seen all season, about a 30-yard kick that went right in the corner. Tiago, no goalkeeper, honestly, could have stood a chance on that shot. But both teams ready for the second half, and Robbie, you walked into the locker room during the second half, and you were telling me that Coach Lembrick was saying Clifton needs to be a little more aggressive, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bergen Catholic's an aggressive team, and sometimes you got to play smart in the game. You got to stop trying to, baby into fouls. You got to play with heart. You got to play with passion. And I think that's really what the message you want to get across. It was strategy, and he wants to play with more heart. You need to play with passion. This game is so important for PowerPoints going into states that you need to play with more passion than I think any other game you've ever played.
So, Robbie, if you saw Coach Lembrick talk about being more aggressive, what do you think the coach on Bergen Catholic said? What do you think he was saying to his team?
Well, I would say he was saying the same thing. He was probably saying you got to stay aggressive, you got to keep hunting, because we scored a beautiful goal, and he was like, Clifton scored 1, so now both teams can score, and we have to stay aggressive to make sure that we score and that they don't. Well,
Clifton's looking for 40 perfect minutes here, and I think that, Clifton's done a really good job of staying in the offensive zone, but what they got to do is they got to start getting more people in front of the net, too. That's where they got their first goal. That's how they scored it. Try and crowd the net. Maybe a corner kick. I mean, Misi even talked about it at the end of the half, Robbie. That last corner kick, if there was 2 seconds left, we might be having a 2-1 Clifton lead here.
Back to Tiago's. Bergen Catholic's going to press him, putting him under pressure, putting Omar under immediate pressure, too. Madry's going to reclaim the ball at the top of the box and slide it out again.
And if you notice there, Omar, as soon as he got the ball, got hip checked right away. Fell down, but I like the slide tackle right after. And Bergen Catholic with a throw in here, but Clifton crowding them. Look at that. I mean, there's many Mustangs over there as there's Crusaders, maybe even more.
So much strategy going to that halftime talk. You can see it in that throw-in. As a foul is called against Clifton, putting Bergen Catholic in a good spot for a free kick here.
And I could tell Coach Lembrick doesn't like that call at all. You could see him shaking his head. I mean, he isn't really, that's not a call to yell at the refs for. I mean, unless it turns into something really bad, but that's not something to yell at the refs for. But you could tell he is not happy about that. And he's like, all right, guys, let's just do what we do best here.
Bergen Catholic is going to crowd that back post on the top of the box. Tiago's on his toes. This ball is curled in. Tiago's going to come forward. He gets hit. Lembrick obviously in disarray for that call. He is screaming in protection to Tiago. He is clearly in pain.
And Coach Lembrick is so infuriated. He literally said, he walked up to the ref. He's like, come on, ref. How could that not be a card? He took out our goalkeeper, and Tiago just in so much pain here. I mean, it's just a shame to see someone like that with that much talent go down. And obviously there's going to be a time here. Coach Lembrick's getting his guys together. He's telling the team to come in. And, obviously Tiago, one of the most important players on this team. I mean, he is kind of like the proverbial quarterback of the team. I mean, he calls all the plays. He's organizing his offense. And Coach Lembrick, not happy about this at all. I mean, he knows that should be a card.
He's up and he seems fine.
And I think that there's a rule where, when someone gets hurt, they have to come out for a certain period of time. But Coach Lembrick, great job. That's how you know that soccer is everything to him. He knows the rules. He looked over at the referee and said, no, goalkeepers don't have to come out. That's what I call knowing the rules. I feel like most coaches would have just been like, oh, okay, yeah, come out for like, until the next whistle. But he's like, no, Thiago's okay. He wants to stay in. Keep him in. I mean, Thiago looks fine now, and I'm glad he's okay. But for Coach Lambert to know the rule like that, to know something as small and minuscule as that, it's tradition for players just to come out when they get hurt. But for him to know off the top of the off rip, oh no, he doesn't have to come out. Goalkeepers don't have to come out, and in that position only, I'm pretty sure. That's how you know that he's dedicated everything he's got to this sport. And I love that he knows the rules like that. That's fantastic, and I'm glad Thiago's okay. And now we are able to get back into the action, Robbie.
Yeah, Lucas Chen's going to take this throw in. I don't doubt Thiago's not in pain, but his pride and heart for the game is probably that adrenaline is pushing that to the side. He knows how important this game is. He is up, and he's back commanding his back line immediately as Lucas Chen gets his ball in the width.
And Thiago, what I love about Thiago is, you watch every game. He can be playing against a team from the Premier League, or he could be playing against a group of 4-year-olds. He is going to play the game the same way. Look how far up he is, and until they get into the zone, he backs into his own. He backs into his own net. I love the way he plays the game.
Samuel's going to handle that ball. He's going to clear it up the field. Thiago's urging his players to get up the field, trying to get an offside trap. That ball's going to be crossed in. Thiago's going to go to his back post. Slipped in to Mikola, and he's going to boot it up the field for a Bergen Catholic throw-in.
And Bergen Catholic doing a great job of just getting the ball in front of the net there. I mean, if they had at least one more person in the front of the net on our right side, and to the right side of the viewers, if you guys watching at home, to your right, if he had more of that, if there was one guy there, it's 2-1 Bergen Catholic. And Thiago was on the floor. I mean, you saw the ankle breaker a little bit north of the goal. I mean, just great pass and a great play by Bergen Catholic. But Clifton's defense on top of things right now, Robbie. And like you said, they need to be more aggressive. I'm still waiting to see that here.
Evan Shepley's going to challenge that header 50-50 ball. He's going to win his team a throw-in. Really well done by him to win that. He doesn't win the ball, but he wins a throw-in for his team, which in a sense he is winning the ball, and they're going to move up the field a couple yards as he throws this in, aiming for Marco. Bergenkow's going to get this ball in the middle of the field. Samuel's going to close it down. He's going to be dragged down, earning his team a free kick. You could hear Lemberg here, and like I always say, like I talked about all the time, he has such a love for his players that it's not about earning the free kick. It's not about earning the advantage in the game. It's about protecting his players. And like I talked about before when it came to Wayne Hills, it's making sure that these don't accumulate to something worse. So if you want to stop it now, it's kind of like the book if you give a mouse a cookie. If you let a foul go on once, no matter the size, and you don't give a card, you don't stop the play, you're encouraging it to get another foul, or in the sense of the book, you're giving the mouse a glass of milk.
35 minutes left to go here. Clifton and Bergen Catholic all tied up still. Both of these teams playing their hearts out. And, like I said, Thiago's one of my favorite players to watch because he'll be playing against any team. He plays the game the same way. I mean, look at how far up he is. Now, he's tracking back a little bit, but that's only because Bergen Catholic is starting to get it trying to get on the attack. And I feel like, Robbie, just judging at I always talk about the weather, and the weather's pretty good today, but I feel like, defending on this side for Thiago is a lot harder. The sun is right in his face. How much harder is it to defend here than it is to defend on the other side, especially at this point in the game when the sun's right on you?
100 times harder, because especially at this side, you have half of his part shaded, half of it not. So if you're standing in the middle, one eye is going to be white. You can't see the other side. You're going to get teary eyes. It's going to be really hard to play in the sun. But when you're in the shade, it's easier to see the ball. It's easier to envision where your players are. But when the sun is blinding, you got to put the hand up. You're kind of a liability in that sense when you have to put your hand up. But hopefully the sun will go down a little bit sooner, and he'll be more in the shade on this side of the field. Yeah, that's the hope and dream for Thiago. I mean, that'll definitely help him out a lot. Emery's going to win a free kick for his team. He's going to play it out wide to Evan Shepley, who's going to find Aiden Masry playing on the width. He's such a great midfielder in that sense. He plays in the middle. He plays out wide. He plays back. He plays everywhere, trying to get that ball and try to build for his team. Played out wide. Emery's going to hunt the ball. That's the aggressiveness I think Coach Lemberg was talking about. Trying to win that ball, even just trying to stop a ball over the top. That's the aggression. That's the energy that he's looking for. As a foul is called, as Emery is brought down, the official reaches for his card. It appears like a yellow is going to be given. It's in his right hand. He's just pointing at a player.
And who is the yellow card? Does that dish out
Both of them.
to both of them? Wow.
Emery clearly confused about that call, and both players have to come out basically until the next play. I'm very confused about that. I'm not sure if Emery said something or why both players were dished a yellow there.
I mean, even Coach Lembrick is kind of like annoyed. This is kind of one of those moments where I wish soccer was similar to American football, where the refs had the mics and had hand signals to tell us why they got the yellow cards. But even Coach Lembrick, I mean, he's confused. He doesn't understand. I feel like he doesn't even understand why. I mean, you could see him and Emery having the conversation as Emery walks off the field, and Coach Lembrick's like, what happened? And Emery kind of has his hands up in the air like, I have no idea. But it's going to be a little bit beneficial here for Clifton as they get a nice free kick. It's from distance, but this could be a turning point of the game, Robbie. Mark my words, if Clifton puts this in the right spot, we could be talking about a 2-1 lead here.
Eden Magic going to be lining up to take this free kick. He's probably going to try to swing this into the top of the box or the back post area of the box where many of Clifton's players are huddled. That ball is going to be driven into the middle, bouncing around, scramble in the box, and that's going to be cleared out as both teams are hunting for the ball out wide.
Oh, and that one goes out. And I think Clifton is also looking for a foul there on the tackle, but Bergen Catholic clearly thinks that that's theirs, but Clifton's going to get it. Is this a corner? This is a corner, right, Robbie?
Yeah, corner's been awarded.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, you know, of course, I'm born and raised in Clifton, but that doesn't look like it was deserving of a corner at all. But I'm sure Clifton's going to take it, or is it a throw-in? No, is it a corner?
Looks like a throw-in. The ref kind of urged for a corner, but I guess changed that call.
Yeah, it looks like it's a throw-in. I mean, I can understand that, but I just wonder where this throw is going to go to. Good throw, too. Strong.
Good 20 yards, possibly. Aiden Matthews going to win this ball. He's going to be taken down, but he's still hunting that ball as it tracks back into Clifton's half.
That's a heck of a play.
As Bergen Catholic drives down, plays it out wide, Evan Shepley's going to try to halt that play, which he does, clearing it out wide. The energy from Clifton's bench is so loud, I can hear it all the way up from here like I was down there with them. This half is so crucial. It's all or nothing. They don't want to go into overtime where they're forcing all of the verdict of the game onto one singular goal. They want to keep playing and they want to keep pushing to win this game. They don't want to play in overtime. They play a lot of overtime games. Just this week alone, they played overtime game against Kennedy, overtime against Wayne Hills in the semifinals, and then a penalty shootout. You don't want to do that. You want to give yourself a rest. You want to go in this win, get it confidently, and get out with a win.
Evan Shepley with a textbook defensive play there. I mean, that is literally a perfect play. Getting it out, giving your guys time to get downfield, maybe even a second or two to breathe, and reset the defense. That's what you want. That is what makes Evan Shepley so valuable. When he's one-on-one, he's just as dangerous as any other guy on the field. I love the way he played that, and I'm really excited to see how Clifton can take advantage of that play and maybe make a play downfield, but that one's going to roll out.
And they're going to get themselves a corner there.
That's huge. This could be big.
Oh, this is crucial.
Who is that taking the corner kick, Robbie? I'm getting old here. I can't really see that far downfield.
I believe that is Emre with his brother actually lining up for the kick, but Emre's going to try to get that ball short, or Treek's going to swing it in, which he does. He swings it in, scramble in the box, literally rolling past a goal-scoring opportunity there.
And he knew he had that. I mean, oh, man, just that was a good kick, too. I mean, I think that was one of the most impressive corner kicks all game so far. He put that in a great spot. But again, the Crusaders, kind of like, I love comparing sports sometimes, kind of boxing out like a basketball player, being able to make space, doing a good job to keep the ball from not getting towards other players, and Bergen Catholic urging for a whistle there.
Yeah, both sides are really loud this half. I assume that both teams went into the halftime talk saying you got to be aggressive. They know how these fouls could turn, even a foul in their own half could turn into a goal-scoring opportunity, and that's why both sides are urging for calls. They're urging for those advantages on the field. Marco's going to hunt that ball, force it all the way back to John Coleman on the far side of the field. He's going to play that diagonal ball out wide. Matthews immediately closing him down. He's going to win that ball, earning himself a throw in there. Amazing play by Masri, closing that player down and earning his team a throw in. Evan Shepley's going to take this throw in on the width, communicating with his team, trying to figure out the right play for this scenario on the width. He's going to throw this ball in, far throwing on the width, aiming for Marco. That's going to be headed out. Marco's going to try to shield it for a corner, which he does, earning his team a corner. These corners are so important in these halves. It's all, you could win it. You could win a game in a corner. You could lose a game on a corner. And for Clifton on Bergen Catholic side, you could win the game. A 2-1 lead in this half has been showing like if you could hold that lead, this could be the winning goal, especially with how the defense has been for Bergen Catholic and how defense has been for Clifton. It's going to be kind of hard to beat them here.
Here comes the corner. Big opportunity here.
Cross comes in. Scramble in the box, going to be popped up as Samuel's going to get on the other end of it and play back out wide to Tariq. He's going to try to beat him out wide.
Shot there, Robbie. That should be a call of some sort right there. I mean, Tariq got tripped up and slammed into the fence. But I think Tariq wanted a shot there, Robbie. He got the ball back, but the Crusaders closing in at the perfect time just to make it so Tariq can't take a shot, and he has to rethink the situation.
Bergen Catholic's pushing through the middle, trying to find an open player. Clifton's pressing has been making it very difficult for them to try to find that open player. Bergen Catholic's in the middle of the field. He's driving towards goal. Brought down by Emre, and a free kick is called. This is a very important area of the field to have a free kick called. You could hear Lemberg urging his team to try to get into defensive shape. He knows how dangerous Bergen Catholic can be on free kicks, especially from this distance. A cross or a shot could be a goal.
And look at that. It's Coach Lemberg. He's saying he wants 2 people up front and more people out. Great job by them, saying Emre to get in and Marco to get out. Great play there. That was a fantastic way to defend that. If that gets past him, you're in a dangerous spot there, but Tiago take a little sigh of relief. Awesome play. And Coach Lemberg trying to coordinate the defense. He's telling Marco, he said not 1, not 3. He wants 2 people. He's telling Marco to move back, trying to coordinate everybody. And I could tell he's ticked because he's even saying to his coaches, he's like, I said it multiple times. I said, I want 2, not 5, not 100, not 1, not -3, 2. He said the same number 3 times, and his players, I guess, I mean, when you're playing a sport like that, Robbie, you know better than anybody. You're locked in a zone. You're not hearing anything. But with a coach like Coach Lemberg, he's going to make you hear it.
Yeah, and especially in those instances, you're listening to your goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper sees it best. Tiago might have called for 3, and there was a little bit of confusion there as Lemberg saw it as a 2-man wall instead of a 3. And it gets to those weird situations where sometimes you have to listen to your coach or your goalkeeper, and it's like one of those like gray lines that you're not really sure in those instances, but they got it figured out, and they stopped the goal-scoring opportunity.
And it's interesting you mentioned that, and that's why I think what makes Tiago so valuable, and obviously goalkeepers who have come over the years like yourself and many guys who have come before you and will come after you. You got to be on the same wavelength as your coach. You know, like your coach is so important. And for, having to listen to your goalkeeper and your coach, if your goalkeeper and your coach are on the same wavelength and they both know what they're doing, especially a young guy like Tiago, it's so valuable.
Tariq on the width takes a shot from distance. That's going to be blocked out for a corner. And Tariq furious with himself there. He thinks that should have gone past.
Yeah, he's upset. You can see him immediately. He looks at the ref and then puts his hands on his head. He is so ticked. But this could be, again, like Clifton has had a couple corner kicks, a couple good corner kicks. But Bergen Catholic's been doing a really good job defending them. Let's see, maybe Clifton goes short here. I think that might be the strategy. I mean, they have 2 people right there, but we'll know almost immediately what they're going to do. I think they might go short and try and get a better angle on the shot, put it in front.
Yeah, Clifton is... all their players are on the penalty spot of Bergen Catholic's box, and they're going to swing this ball in. Back corner. Mikkel is going to get his head on it, but that's going to roll out to Bergen Catholic.
Again, another good one, but Bergen Catholic, I mean, so far on the corner kicks where Clifton, I feel like, is at their best. They are Clifton's kryptonite right now.
Chen's going to win that ball. He's been really excellent these past few games. He's been such a high energy, such a good leader on and off the field. And you just saw there, he wins a 50-50 ball, turns it into a 90-10, and now Clifton reclaims the ball and it's starting to build out. Tiago playing out wide to Omar.
And you can see Coach Lemberg, he's saying, like, Knight, don't put it downfield, take it easy, no need to, make a crucial mistake in a moment where you might need to make a play. And that was an awesome move there. And Clifton just trying to get it in the attacking zone, but Bergen Catholic with an excellent steal.
Slipping it through to the width. Mikola's going to win that on the slide tackle. back and forth this half so far. Clifton's on the offense, then Bergen Catholic's on the offense. It's been back and forth. A goal now would be crucial for Bergen Catholic.
Mikola doing a great job there. That was an awesome play again. Kind of reminds me of that play that Evan Shepley had earlier. That was a nice textbook way to get it out. Mikola does the same thing. These two guys, man, I mean, everybody on this team is excellent, but those plays right there are the plays that keep Clifton alive in that game, because that was just a bad pass, and Mikola is like, hey, you know what, I'm going to back you up. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what's so important about having a team bond, is that it's okay if you make a mistake, because you're going to have a player who's going to help you out to make sure that mistake doesn't build into a goal or to a corner or to a goal-scoring opportunity. And that's why having those bonds, especially in your position, or as Coach Lemrick says, having your relationships in your known positions. Like the defense, having a close bond with all four of them is so important, as Bergen Catholic's going to try to slip this through, back heel into the middle of the box. Clifton's players all around him, shot goes off, and it's going to be deflected for a corner. I think he looked up and just saw black. Yeah, honestly, I mean, that's just a rough spot for him to be in. And now for a corner, I mean, this is where things can get dangerous. But the good thing is, with a corner on that side of the field, Robbie, as opposed to near side, he's going to have his back to the sun. So he might actually be able to defend this, depending on where the ball goes. Let's just see the strategy here. Tiago with his hands up, near side. Bergen Catholic crowding Tiago's. They're going to play this ball on the 6-yard line. It's going to be over everyone, as Bergen Catholic's going to reclaim the ball on the width. Top of the box going to be swung in.
And Tiago wanted to get his hands on the ball there. Then they just booted it out. See what Clifton can manage to do here for Tiago. Bergen Catholic gets a whistle there.
A penalty is called. Lemberg is furious. He knows this shouldn't have been a call. Bergen Catholic's bench is ecstatic. They are jumping. They know a goal here is crucial. Tiago.
And he thinks, and Coach Lemberg, he screamed at the ref, called him terrible, which that call is horrible. I mean, he thought it was a handball first, and this right here is what could change the game here. Tiago in a situation, and Lemberg is infuriated.
Yeah, Tiago had a
and
pretty
the ref
rough.
Wants to go over and maybe talk to Coach Lemberg, and he's like, hey, don't come talk to me. And the ref just walking over to Coach Lemberg.
Dishes him a yellow card. But for Tiago, he came off a rough penalty shootout on Saturday. He's got to put him behind him. He's got to keep his head straight, because it's a new day. The sun has come up. It's a new day.
And Coach Lemberg gets a yellow card there as well. And like you said, Robbie, not to cut you off, but this is monumental for the game.
Oh, it's so important. And especially for Tiago mentally. He had a rough stretch of penalties on Saturday in the penalty shootout, but he's got to put that aside. It's a new day, a new penalty shootout, a new shooter in front of him. It's a whole different game.
And on top of that, he's also a little bit injured from before. Here comes the shot.
He lines up. Tiago bouncing on his line. Takes it. Slots it into the bottom corner. Lemberg is even more furious. There was a celebration directed towards the Clifton bench. Some of the Clifton coaches are calling for unsportsmanlike conduct. I mean, you scored a goal on an iffy call, and you're going over and celebrating to the opposing bench. That's just disrespectful in that sense. You should celebrate with your team, not celebrate in front of the other team's players and like rubbing it in their face. Clifton's going to use that as fire now. They're going to take that and they're going to push through. They are so high up right now. They're going to be so aggressive now going into these minutes of the half.
And that was scored by the little bragging kid over there, number 11, Frankie Burns. And it's 2-1 Bergen Catholic. Clifton now, I'm sure they're furious about not only the call, but the goal and the celebration. And with all that being said, Clifton's going to be as aggressive as humanly possible, I'd assume, as long as it doesn't cost them.
Bergen Cat's going to drive down the width. Chen's going to win that ball back. That's what I'm talking about with the 5-second hunt. He loses the ball higher up the field, but he tracks back. Even now, he gives the ball away, but he's immediately on top of it, trying to close that ball down.
And there's the aggressive play there from Clifton. We love to see that.
Out wide to Nazar. He's going to get tackled by Bergen Catholic. They're going to go on the attack again. Out wide. He's going to swing it in to the middle of the box. Samuel's going to clear it out. Samuel stepped up to an important role this season as a senior, taking a lot of minutes and a lot of good starts, and he's been playing pretty well this game. Evans going to track that ball out, wow, trying to stop any cross. Bergen Catholic's adrenaline is probably pumping. Their momentum is carrying them forward. They're trying to get a higher lead on this Clifton team. All the way back now to the center back. Clifton's playing a little bit deeper. I think they're trying to wait for the mistake. They're going to wait for that mistake to come, and they're going to pounce on it. I know Lemberg is just furious right now. At that point in the game, if you get a wrong call and it doesn't cost you, then it kind of goes past you. But when that call could be the deciding factor in this game, I know he is furious, and I know he's telling his players right now to be pumped up and to use that as momentum.
And Coach Lemberg even said himself that was a handball first, and not only did he not get that call, but he got a yellow card on himself. That is huge.
But like I always talk about, that is his proof, and he lives and bleeds Clifton, and especially for his players, this is his soccer family right here. And you don't want any of that to be, because that penalty could mess anyone up mentally. It puts your momentum down, and you want to make sure that his players are good physically and mentally, and not even for the run of the game. He got a yellow card trying to defend his players and defending his team's passion and love for the game in this stretch of the contest. He's still having a few words with the referee, expressing his unhappiness with that call.
And Tariq making his way off the field. I believe he had maybe a cramp or a slight injury right there, and he's going to go ahead and head off for maybe just until the next whistle.
Out wide to Evan Shepley. Back to Mika. Clifton's building out with a great speed here. Omar's going to beat him. Going to find Emre in the middle of the pitch. Evan's going to hunt that ball out wide. Bergen Catholic is pumped. Their bench is ecstatic right now. A lead over Clifton is incredible. Clifton's a fantastic team. Bergen Catholic, to try to get that win on the record, is pretty great.
19 minutes remaining here in this game, so we're officially 3/4 of the way through. The Crusaders with a 2-1 lead over Clifton.
Battle in the field. That's the aggressiveness that we've been seeing throughout this game. As Bergen Cat's going to storm through the field. Omar's going to play out wide. Sammy's going to charge down the width. Bergen Catholic charging behind him.
And wow, that's a fantastic play there by Bergen Catholic. I mean, an excellent job to win that foot race. That was number 17, John Samuelsberger. He made an absolutely great play there to get down the field, run him down, and make an awesome play.
Aiden slide tackle is going to find the feet of Evan Shepley, who's going to find Simon. Lemberg's doing his little dance there of disagreement there. There you see Lemberg's using his soccer knowledge again, trying to tell the refs that he was down, but it wasn't a head injury, and he was in the process of getting up as Clifton was charging towards goal, and that's clearly upsetting because Clifton could have earned themselves a goal or a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and he's using that knowledge, and he's trying to make an argument, but he's hoping he doesn't get himself another. You better hope he doesn't get himself another yellow card. That could be crucial. But in my opinion, he's right. I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, there have been multiple times where people have gone down, and just if it's not a head injury, it shouldn't stop the play. And Clifton's on the attack.
Miko is going to play that ball out wide to Lucas Chen. They're playing forward with an incredible speed. As Simon's going to try to get that ball, but he's going to lose it. Samuel's going to reclaim it. Bergen Catholic with a slide tackle gets the ball first. No fall made. And now they're going on the other side of the field and counterattack. Mika's going to come forward, beat the guy in the middle, and play forward again, trying to find Emre. Mika's confidence seems to have skyrocketed. He's been playing pretty aggressive, playing really technical in this half.
That one's going to roll out. Clifton's still down 2-1, just trying to get another goal on the board, maybe send this to overtime if possible, or get two. Bergen Catholic, have been playing an excellent balance of offense and defense throughout the entire game.
Aiden Mazur's going to turn on that ball, play a through ball in. Nazar's going to try to get that, but John Coleman's going to get it. He's going to hold that ball. He's going to try to run out the time. He's going to roll that ball out to his right center back as Emery's going to hunt that ball and try to stop that long ball. Evan's going to step out wide, trying to force Bergen Catholic to go back, which they do. Mazur's playing really aggressive in that middle. I know how much passion he has for the game, and going down, especially in a game as high stakes as this, he is not happy at all, and he's going to put that and use that as his fire in his step. free kick earned there by Lucas Chen's foul.
And Clifton wants to be aggressive, but you can't. But you got to be aggressive, but you have to be careful. You can't just be aggressive for the sake of being aggressive. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make sure that you don't give the team the chance to run up the score. So Clifton's got to keep the aggression. We love that, but what we don't want to see is stuff like that happen where they just run up the score.
A singular man will stand in Clifton's wall as that free kick is played. Chipped over the head of Aiden Masry. That's going to just miss the outside post.
This is good attempt there by number 14, Will Tremontazzi. He took a shot there and just went a few feet over the net. Clifton, though, still enough time to maybe get on the board here and tie this up. But this Bergen Catholic defense has been excellent. This is the first time all season I have seen Clifton this exhausted.
Sammy's going to try to beat him on the width. He's going to try to play this ball over, handled excellently by Bergen Catholic. Now they're going down the other side of the field. Bergen Catholic staying rather deep. They're trying to park the bus, I think, but at the same time, they know how dangerous a one-goal lead over Clifton is. So they're trying to play 2 games at the same time. You've got 6 players back in their own half, but then you've got the other players going forward and trying to get a greater advantage over this team. Lucas Chen's going to win this ball in his own half. A long diagonal ball to Evan Shepley.
Wow.
Short ball to Mika, to Aiden. Aiden's got a pressure immediately on his behind, handles it excellently, calm as ever. He plays, doesn't matter what type of event he is. He could be playing in the World Cup final. He'll play with the same composure as he always does.
And you could see that pass there. Simon clearly wanted the ball. He was saying, hey, I'm right here. Just give me the ball. Let me cook, essentially. And he didn't get it, and they tried a little dump and chase, and there was just nobody home for that. So Clifton, I feel like, Clifton's in a situation where Clifton's definitely in a situation right now, especially where they have no momentum. All the momentum was sucked out of them as soon as that foul was called on, the penalty kick that obviously led to the goal, and then the celebration afterwards that, that was obviously disgusting. We never want to see, for lack of better words, stupid stuff like that. So, Coach Lemberg going to hopefully talk some sense into these guys, and maybe it'll help them go out there and be ready to, for their sake, tie this game up as they look at the injured young man over for Bergen Catholic.
Yeah, I've always thought of Coach Lemberg as like an extra captain. Like the other Bergen Catholic coach, just talking to a few players, Lemberg goes, everyone come in, we all got to talk about this because it's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. Everyone has to work together. Like I always like to mention, soccer team is like a machine and every player is a cog, and all those cogs have to work well together for the machine to actually run and to perform.
And another thing I just want to point out, this has nothing to do with, it really has nothing to do with the game in its entirety, but, Clifton tossing around water bottles and being able to get hydrated. Bergen Catholic's just tossing them. They left one or two of them on the field. And that's just totally disrespectful. And I know Coach Lemberg obviously thinks that the soccer field is sacred ground. It's very sacred ground. And for them to just throw it and then the top to come off and water to spill everywhere, obviously you're not going to clean that up. It's going to go right into the turf. But something like that is just totally disrespectful. And I don't have the right to really call anybody out or say anything. But from my point of view and from what I saw, I'm sure you saw it too, Robbie, I think that's horrible.
Yeah, and adding on to that, one thing I really admired about Coach Lemberg and the soccer program is that even when you're playing at home, you're playing away, the main thing is no garbage. You don't want to leave a bottle out. You want to make sure you throw out everything. Even if it isn't yours, you go out and you pick it up because you want to leave it exactly how you came. You don't want to be disrespectful to them. You want to treat it with respect. This is their field, and you want to be respectful to it.
Yeah, it's all about etiquette, having the proper etiquette, whether you're home or away or at a neutral site.
Treek's going to drive down the field. He's playing more central. He's going to try to get a through ball to Simon. That's going to be reclaimed by Bergen Catholic.
Good idea. Good job by Bergen Catholic to close in on that ball and make a nice play on it.
Back to Omar. Omar's been playing a lot of minutes this game. As Mikola is going to play it back to Omar. fantastic sophomore. I think he's his first year on the program as he came here from Jordan. And he's really stepped into that role. He's got a lot of good starts this season. He's been playing really well.
Yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's been a great addition to this team, and I really like the way he plays the game. You know, I like the way all these guys play. But, I mean, like, you know, they're all very unique in the way they play, and it all comes and meshes together for a very good and complete soccer team. But Clifton's going to need to be more complete than they've ever been.
As Bergen Catholic reclaims that ball from a missed kick on the free kick.
And although it was a missed kick, that was a good play by Bergen Catholic, being able to read that quickly, you know, quick on their feet, able to get in front of that. And
yeah, now they're out wide. Lucas Chen's going to try to close him down. He's going to win that ball. He's going to try to keep it in play and play forward. He's going to be brought down when he gets right back up.
That's a fantastic play by Lucas Chen. That was awesome. And you know, he's one of the most aggressive guys on the team, playing aggressive, getting the ball, and he won himself a throw-in right there. We love to see that kind of stuff happen with all of our guys. But, man, Lucas Chen, that's why he's a captain, man. He earned that.
Yeah, he got his legs tangled up there, but he's right back on his feet and winning that ball for his team. As Tariq's going to boot that ball down the field, Nazar's going to try to hunt that down. Headed back, Clifton's moving up with energy. Closing down on the width. That ball's going to go. Closing out in the 18. Thiago comes out. He's going to get beat out wide. Thiago's going to track back to his goal. Omar's helping him out, trying to back it in. His shot taken. Blocked effortlessly by Mikola. Well done by Mika. Putting his body on the line for his team. That's the passion that you want to see and that you always usually see from him. That ball's going to be re-won by number 4. He's a fantastic player. He's crucial for the team. He's brought down in the box. No call given. Furious reaction from the Bergen Catholic bench there.
Great play there by Mikola Datsik. I mean, that should have been that was more of a foul than the previous penalty kick that they got. So I think that should have been a foul for sure on Clifton, if I'm being as unbiased as humanly possible. But Mikola Datsik, man, making a nice play there, being able to keep it alive for Clifton, and I mean, again, another really good textbook play out of Mika, and let's see what Clifton could do here with the remaining time.
That throw is going to be taken. It's going to be received in the middle. They're trying to play it through that middle slot. Clifton has been really well this game trying to push him out wide, but when they get in the middle, they are a very dangerous team.
About 11:15 left to go here.
Brilliant slide tackle by Tariq.
And that reaction from the bench, that's what the team needs right now. They need high, positive vibes. They need to get that energy back. And I feel like just that reaction alone from the fans and from the bench, that's going to help them out more than anything else, because it's not about technicality, it's not about energy. Clifton has all of that. They just physical energy. I'm talking about like hype. They need to get that amp back. They need to get that oomph, back into their playing for these next 11 minutes or so. Because this is a huge game right here. Like you said, this is a lot of power points. So if Clifton could come through and get this win for their sake, that would be monumental.
You really want to get a higher seed, because the lower seed you are in state, you have to play a higher ranked seed, and when you're a higher ranked seed, you play a lower ranked seed, which gives you a higher chance of getting through to the final or even and even further into the tournament. As Emery's going to battle that ball in the middle and win it, giving it to his brother, who's going to slip but retains that ball. Tariq's having an excellent game today.
Yeah, Tariq's playing very, very well. He's playing great soccer.
Into the middle of the field. Nazar's going to hunt it, but Bergen Catholic's going to go on the counterattack. Nazar following him all the way back, trying to win that ball. He's going through the Clifton players, plays it out wide. Cuts inside. Chen's going to win that ball. He's going to play forward to Marco. Tariq's going to go down the middle of the field, trying to find Simon, which he doesn't. Plays it out wide to Shep. Nazar's going to try to find Simon again in the middle, which he does, getting past Bergen Catholic's foot. Bergen Catholic's doing a fantastic job defensively. Ever since they went up, they've been really deep. They've been really on top of Clifton offensively.
Yeah, great job from the Bergen Catholic team all game. I mean, you want to talk about aggression. You want to talk about playing neck and neck. It's almost like they have magnets on each other, and they're right next to each other all game long. They have done a great job of just being ready for Clifton and everything that they have to offer.
Bergen Catholic's going to win that ball in the middle of the field. Clifton trying to win that ball, and that ball's going to be booted down diagonally. Evan Shapley's going to get on the bottom of it and play back to Mika. out wide to Lucas Chen. He's going to slip that through ball to Emre, who's going to try to hunt it down on the width. He's going to keep it in play. Excellent play by Emre. Great hunt and drive from him.
Yeah, great job to get on the ball, keep it in play, but he trips on himself, and Bergen Catholic going to be on top of him.
And that's punted.
Driven out way into someone else's backyard. Wow, great play there. I mean, Emre, of course, tripping up over himself, but a good job by Bergen Catholic to take advantage of that, like a pack of wolves, just on top of the ball, hunting it down.
Throw-in's going to be taken by Lucas Chen. He's going to throw this ball way into the 18. That's going to be headed out by Bergen Catholic. Tariq's going to try to get under it to win that ball back. Chipped in.
Oh, in front of the net.
John Coleman stumbles it. Cleared off the line. Narrowly avoiding a tie game there. Goes through John Coleman's hands. Cleared off the line. Scrambles in the box.
Oh, that was a good play by Tariq. Gets stripped. And Clifton's definitely looking for a call of some sort there after that trip up for Tariq. I mean, a tackle from behind. Like you said, those calls are close, Robbie. I think that should be a call of some sort. What did you say, buddy? How much time is there?
Clifton's going to take this corner. This is so crucial for them. A goal here ties up the game, turns into a whole different ball game here.
7 minutes remaining. This one coming from the corner.
Emery's going to cross this ball in, back post. Mika's going to hit on it again. Falls to Evan Shepley. He shoots, and that is handled by John Coleman. Disappointing results there. John Coleman makes a great save to keep Clifton at bay.
That was a great save by Coleman. I mean, I felt like that side of the net was open for a good amount of period of time, but Coleman, you know, like I said, big dude, tall, lanky, able to get in front of the ball with that nice speed of his, and just gets right in front, makes a nice save.
Aggressive on the width. Tariq's going to get shoulder to shoulder. He's going to get that call. Clifton is playing really high now. Only one player staying back, which is Omar. Diago's playing a little bit deeper, too. He's trying to preserve this win. If they go up, he's got to play smart, and he's really good at it. He's just such an intelligent player. He's going to try to play deep. He's going to try to preserve that.
D'Angelo Tavares for Bergen Catholic right next to the ball, along with Lucas Chen making the kick, putting that in front. And that one is still in play.
Scramble in the box. Zard gets the other end. Gets a shot off. So much going on in those boxes. Those scrambles are really hard to follow. Crossed in by Nazar. Handled well, top of the box. Bergen Catholic falls to Emre. Plays it to his brother on the left side. Lucas Chen's going to win that ball again. Going to try to play a diagonal ball to Simon. And that's going to be booted again out of bounds. With about 5 minutes to go here in the second half, Bergen Catholic leading 2-1 over Clifton. These few minutes are going to be the longest for the players on the field and most crucial. As the cross goes in, Nazar's going to try to get up for it. Evan Shepley's going to get up for it too. Get up, help him up.
And it was a good attempt there by Evan Shepley, but a whistle blown. I really like that play there by Shepley, getting in there, using his head, trying to keep it alive, but a whistle blown. And Bergen Catholic, this is huge for them right here, because they're not going to do anything to put themselves in danger. They're just going to take their time getting this ball, pushing it downfield. No need to worry about for them, man. They got a 2-1 lead.
Bergen Catholic's going to take this free kick, and they're going to boot it down the field, way down the field, as Mikola's going to get his head on it and head it up the field. Another long ball popped up. Lucas Chen's going to go up for it. Falls on his back. He is in pain there, but he gets the header and he gets the call. Clifton's going to play fast. Lucas Chen is holding his tailbone, but he seems to be fine as Evan Shepley drills that ball down the field. Just what I'm talking about, his drive and his passion for the game. I know he's in a lot of pain, but he knows that this game is his life. He needs, is his senior, his final season, could be his last time ever playing Bergen Catholic. He needs to play and he needs to show out even through his pain. Omar's going to try to win that ball. The corner flag is down with all two players as well. And Chen's going to drill that ball up the field.
And Robbie, one thing I noticed there, number 13's D'Angelo Tavares when he was going down, he grabbed the collar of who was that in the corner? Was that Tiago? Who was in the corner there? Was that I believe that was Evan Shepley, or it might have been
Omar.
Or it might have been Omar. He literally grabbed the collar of Omar and brought him down with him. If I'm not mistaken, that's a foul right there. That's a yellow card, which could change the momentum of the rest of this game. There isn't that long left. But when you grab someone's collar and you grab them and you yank them down, that's illegal.
Yeah, and you can see that reaction from Lucas Chen. Not the same player, but he's showing that same aggressive back, pushing him to the ground. Even though they're on a free kick, I think Lucas Chen's trying to make a statement there, standing up for his boys. That's why he's such an amazing captain. Not only on the field, it's really rare to find someone that's a good leader on and off the field, and Lucas Chen is the definition of that.
3 minutes remaining in this game. Clifton down 2-1. They need a quick one.
As Bergen Catholic's going to take this free kick. Cross comes in, chipped over by Aiden. Tiago's going to handle that ball and make the catch. He's going to try to play quickly.
Great job by Tiago there to make an excellent save, but Clifton has to play a little bit of what I like to call complementary sports. When the offense is on, the defense is on. When the defense is on, the offense is on. You got to be able to back your guys, and Clifton has to get the ball on the attack here, and they have to be able to get at least 1 on the board. We're not asking for 5, we're not asking for 15, we're not asking for 2, we're asking for 1 to put it into overtime.
You can hear Lemberg's voice from here. He is still arguing calls. He knows these few minutes are crucial to him, and any call they could get is very, very important. As Aiden Madge is going to play that through ball, Bergen Catholic's going to handle it. He's going to drop to Simon's feet. He's going to play that ball over the top. It's going to be headed out by Bergen Catholic. And handball is called.
That's huge. That handball is huge, Robbie.
This is so important. Free kick in the perfect distance for either a good place cross or a shot.
This is the exact same distance as the previous one where Clifton ended up getting their first goal initially. They got it in the first 10 minutes. We're in the last 2. Let's see what Clifton could do here.
Yeah, slightly on the right side of the field, I see Tariq, Emre, and Lucas Chen lining up for it. In my expertise, I'm going to say it's going to be Tariq taking the shot. 1:50
left, maybe a little bit less now. But this is a crucial moment for Clifton. Clifton, if they want to take this to overtime, this is the only time. I feel like this is honestly the only chance they're going to have to score. Again, could be wrong. I'm just the announcer. But from me, just from the perspective I've seen, with how good this Bergen Catholic defense has been through and through this game, this might be Clifton's only chance. Let's see who takes the shot here, Robbie.
Yeah, it's so crucial. I feel like I just blinked, and it went from 5 minutes to now 1:50 seconds. So this could be the last opportunity of the game for Clifton.
Coach Lemberg screaming, trying to coordinate this team correctly because he knows that they need to get this shot off, but Clifton needs to hurry up.
Tree takes a shot, and John Coleman makes the save.
He got under that ball perfectly, Robbie. I mean, he put his body right in front of it, made a perfect save, and I'm telling you right now, I think this is the end of the game already. I mean, I could be wrong, but to me, this is it.
He slices that ball up. Battle in the middle by Aiden Masri. Evan Shepley's going to track that ball down. Going to play it back to Tiago. Bergen Catholic putting him under pressure. Omar's going to get that ball, met with immediate pressure. Tariq's going to win that ball.
Time.
Going to lose that ball, but earn himself a throw-in.
1:22 and counting. Clifton's got to get this ball back now. Like I said, I think the game's over after that miss, that kick there. It was a good attempt, but Coleman has been fantastic. Ever since that first goal, he hasn't really done much wrong, has he, Robbie?
No, probably he had that jitters after first goal. Maybe he's thinking a little bit down, but he's definitely picked his confidence back up, and he's been playing really well this game. He's been commanding his back line. He's been making saves from the count. They're not like, oh my, wow, like amazing saves, but there are saves that are crucial to this game.
Yeah, absolutely. There isn't a whole lot of time left, but Clifton taking full advantage of it.
Miko's going to get that ball. He's going to play that ball down the field. Simon's going to run onto it. Bergen Catholic's going to really brilliantly keep that ball out. Nazar's going to get it out wide. Met with 3 Bergen Catholic players. That ball's booted up the field. You can hear Bergen Catholic fans and the bench are loud. Miss kicked out wide. Chen's going to hunt that ball on the width. He's going to get past him. Omar's going to come help him out. He's going to drive forward.
and good aggressive play there by Bergen Catholic. And they get it out again, and they are playing perfect soccer right now, Robbie. This is excellent by Bergen Catholic. They might even be able to get a third one on the board with the limited time left, as that one goes way high in the air.
Evan Shepley's going to try to get under it.
30 seconds.
And they're going to force a Clifton throw-in. Energy of Clifton is high. They are trying to get this goal. Obviously, they want to force it into overtime.
About 15 seconds left now, Robbie.
Chen's driving down the field. Bergen Catholic slide tackle is going to keep him at bay. They're going to try to play forward with speed. Emery's on the side ball. He gets brought to the ground. Ref stops the time with probably single-digit seconds on the clock.
2 seconds. How much? He stopped the clock with 2 seconds left, Robbie. 2 seconds. There's an injury on the field. So is this going to be a free kick here, Robbie?
It's going to be a free kick, but with 2 seconds, I think by the time his foot hits the ball, it's not going to reach the goal in time. And they don't really have buzzer beaters like in basketball. So once that buzzer hits, that game is stopped.
You gotta get your foot on the ball, and you gotta make sure you kick a bullet here, and you gotta put it in a perfect spot. This is a far free kick too, and it looks like who's taking that, Robbie?
That's gonna be Emery taking this free kick.
Emery's one of Clifton's points leaders. Let's see if he can extend his point lead now. Emery, Clifton gotta move. Coach Lembrick guiding them. Robbie, I could see him moving around. Let's see. 2 seconds left. A miracle Clifton needs here.
That is what Bergen Catholic storms the field as Clifton Mustangs fall to Bergen Catholic 2-1 here at Fernando Rossi Field.
And the Bergen Catholic Crusaders extend their wins to 12. Clifton falls to 9-5. And, I mean, a well-fought game on both ends. Bergen Catholic comes through, and they're going to get a ton of power points here. Clifton going to fall down in the state rankings a little bit, but still, regardless, a great game played by both teams. Bergen Catholic on the field celebrating, but a good game played by both teams. Thank you guys for tuning in. Fitz Chanchulo, Robbie Neeson signing off from Fernando Rossi Field right outside of Clifton High School. Have a good night, Clifton.